The number one thing that makes miniature faces look weird is too much contrast. The second problem is not enough contrast. And although this might sound strange, by the end of this video it'll all make sense. So today I'm gonna show you how to avoid painting weird faces, how to paint an appealing face, and some tricks that make them truly stand out. But first, what exactly is wrong with having too much contrast on the face? Unfortunately, this is the same problem that people encounter when painting skin tones. When we talk about contrast, we usually mean a big difference between lights and shadows. However, unless you are an old, saggy husk of a man, we associate skin with being quite smooth. Looking at some of the faces from Games Workshop, you encounter exactly this problem. Some of them are very defined, which makes them seem way too old and masculine. Now, this is not a problem when painting a Space Marine that's hundreds of years old, but I would say some minis deserve a softer finish. But how do you do that? The way I typically start painting anything is that I base coat it with my darkest color and build up my layers. This is a very different approach from using a light base coat and applying a wash over the face. The former allows you to control which parts will be lighter and which ones will be darker. The latter will sort of spill all over the place if you don't guide the wash. So the number one thing is to not use washes. At least if you paint for quality, not efficiency. By shading the miniature manually, you get to decide which parts will be lighter and which can be darker. Instead of assuming that every wrinkle and recess should be dark, we can include more midtones and create a softer finish. And this is the big difference. If you decide to build up the layers manually, it's up to you how dark the recesses are. And so it's perfectly fine, even better, to make the wrinkles softer, especially on this particular face. You know, not all faces from GW have that high contrast problem. It's just a symptom of even a bigger problem: separating all volumes. Looking at this Sister of Battle, just look how everything is perfectly separated. I wouldn't say that the recesses are too dark, it's just that everything is sort of disconnected. However, when I paint faces, I try to keep the volumes connected. Of course, the wrinkles are gonna be a bit darker than the rest, but not super dark. The first few layers I apply, I try to connect everything. Maybe the only recess I keep darker are the ones separating her nose. Oh, and ignore her right side of the face, I'll paint it later. I can still highlight the parts which are more exposed without touching the darker spots. For example, all the layers I apply later mainly cover her nose, upper cheeks, chin, and forehead. Just like that, the wrinkles will stay darker, but not by much. On the other hand, if I started shading them like power armor recesses, that would look very harsh. Another thing that is absolutely crucial when painting faces is the painting order. Generally speaking, whenever you paint anything, you wanna start with the most hidden parts first and finish with the most exposed parts. This is because the less hidden something is, the easier it is to paint. Therefore, easily accessible parts should be painted last, as you don't risk painting over something you already finished. So, in theory, I should have started with the eyes, so I don't paint over the rest. And that's a completely valid way to do it. Personally, I like to paint the eyes once the face has some features painted, but not fully finished. That way, even if I do paint over the cheeks, I know that they will have a few more layers anyway. The same applies for the teeth, as they are more hidden, but I kinda forgot about that. Anyway, when it comes to painting the eyes, it's a very tricky part to paint. I always mention that the face is the focal point of the mini. The eyes, however, are the very first thing you usually look at. Just consider any time you meet someone new, you look at their eyes first. Surely someone with a degree in evolutionary psychology will explain this to us, but the point is, eyes are a focal point within a focal point. So if you're able to, put more effort into the eyes. I especially like painting colored eyes, even for Warhammer scale models, but I totally understand it's not always possible. But whether you decide to paint colored eyes or not, I've got one solid advice. Make them high contrast. But Zumikito, you told us to use low contrast when painting faces. Why the fuck you lying? Okay, yes, I did say that you should use low contrast for faces. It's all about connecting the facial volumes. However, eyes are a different feature entirely. Since eyes are not part of the skin, you do want them to stand out against it. For that reason, I highly recommend using high contrast, usually starting with the black for the outline and close to white for the whites. Now, mind you, I don't like using pure white for a reason you'll soon find out. You can simply pick out the lightest skin tone or maybe a bit lighter color and paint the entire eye socket, leaving a black line around it. Then, once you have a proper coverage, paint a black dot inside of that. If the eyes of your mini are big enough, you can also paint some color inside of that. Usually, this follows the same logic as painting a gem. Simply paint a color in one corner of the iris. If you are painting just a space marine, you don't really have to worry about that, and just having black pupil nicely placed in the middle of the whites is fine. Since this is such a small detail, readability is the most important, and it's that contrast between black and white that creates that readability. But again, if you can do more, why not? In fact, I've done the same thing for this elementalist, and I'm pretty happy with the result. Anyway, once you do have some color going in one corner of the black dot, on the other side you paint a white dot. This represents a reflection. It's the reason why I didn't use any pure white previously, because this should be visibly lighter. You gotta be really precise, and of course, it might take you more than one attempt, but the result is worth it. At all times, I also wanna keep that black outline of the iris to make it easily readable. Once more, I can't emphasize this enough. The reason why you need high contrast for the eyes is readability. In fact, whenever you paint small faces, you always have to balance the right amount of contrast. Have too much contrast and it'll look weird and harsh. Not enough contrast and it's not readable. Because of that, I am a huge advocate of keeping everything connected initially and then covering less and less as you make the face lighter. If you disconnect the facial volumes too early, it just won't look right. Of course, if you are painting an old and wrinkly face like this Lysander, the wrinkles will be there. It's just a matter of not making them too dark. But overall, if you want to make the face readable, you ultimately do have to include some contrast. And eyes are the prime example. It's this balancing act of keeping the right amount of it that makes for an excellent result. Also, since the face is the focal point of your mini, don't shy away from making it very light. In this instance, I made one side very exposed and the other side is clearly in shade. It makes sense to have that difference between the two sides, but again, you have to use contrast strategically and keep the volumes connected. Anyway, for most of this video, you've seen me paint this particular face. However, just above it you see this gold non-metallic metal. And if you wanna know how to paint that, check out this video next, because it's about my secret system on painting non-metallic metal. And see you there!